If you look over here, you can see a group of participants busily putting together their podcast.
Yeah, they are doing a fantastic podcast. They're all from the automotive industry. And the question that's on their lips, what's the future? What is going on across the automotive industry? Massive changes. We predict that there is going to be more change in the next 5 years than has happened in the last 100. So what does that look like?
Exactly. So when you consider the future of the industry, and indeed the future of industries generally, what's going to be most important? When you consider the different elements of a customer's journey, or indeed the people who are offering service or product, what's going to be the most important section that we've got on this flip chart to focus on?
Yeah, and typically when we talk about change, probably as a business, the first thing that we focus in on is performance. Clearly we want to be profitable and we want to make sure that our shareholders get a decent return. And the automotive industry in particular has been built on bricks and mortar businesses. But is that fit for the future?
Right, so do we consider the people as well as the performance? Because they come hand in hand, don't they? This business or this industry has incredibly high attrition levels. We lose staff on a constant basis and it's quite frankly not sustainable. So what do we need to be doing differently?
Yeah. Well, we've also got lots of stuff happening around product. We're talking about autonomous vehicles, we're talking about electrification, we're talking about mobility as a service, all sorts of stuff that's going on. And clearly what that's going to end up as having to do is to look very closely at our processes. Servicing, for example, an electric vehicle rather than a petrol vehicle is very, very different. But it boils back down to the one thing, which is people.
Often we focus on performance, on targets, on what numbers we need to hit. And the last thing we consider once we've put processes in place and worked out what products or services we're going to offer is who we're going to get to offer them or service our customers. So is that right? Is that the way forward? Is that the starting point? I would suggest not. What do you think, Steve?
No, I think absolutely. We talk about customer service, but actually customer service begins with employee service. Look after your people, and as Richard Branson says, train them well enough so they can leave, but treat them well enough so they stay.